Hector knew he was going to die. He knew Achilles was coming. He knew Troy was surrounded, and he knew that if he lost, his city might fall with him. So why didn't he run? To understand that, we have to go back to the beginning. First, one important thing. Hector is a character from Greek mythology, mainly known from Homer's Iliad. The city of Troy was real, and there may have been a real conflict behind the Trojan War, but we don't have reliable evidence that Hector himself actually existed. So this is the story of the legend of Hector, and honestly, it's one of the saddest stories in Greek mythology. Hector was the eldest son of King Priam, the ruler of Troy, which sounds like a pretty good deal. You're a prince, your dad is the king, you live behind some of the strongest walls in the ancient world, and then your younger brother Paris decides to run off with Helen, the wife of a Greek king. Now thousands of Greek soldiers are outside your city, and somehow you're the one who has to deal with it. For 10 years, Hector becomes the greatest defender of Troy, and that's what makes him different from Achilles. Achilles wants glory. Hector wants his family to survive. He's not fighting because he thinks war is fun. He's fighting because if he doesn't, Troy falls. And Hector is actually really good at it. He pushes the Greeks back. He attacks their camp. He gets dangerously close to burning their ships. For a moment, it looks like Troy might actually win. And then Achilles comes back. But Achilles doesn't return because he suddenly decides he should probably help his friends. No, he's furious. Hector has killed Patroclus, Achilles' closest companion. Patroclus had entered the battle wearing Achilles' armor, trying to scare the Trojans. It worked, until Hector killed him. And now Achilles wants revenge, which means Hector has a very serious problem, because Achilles isn't just another Greek soldier, he's Achilles. Hector knows what's coming. Achilles approaches the walls of Troy, and Hector runs. The greatest warrior in Troy literally runs away, and honestly, I don't blame him. He runs around the walls of the city, once, twice, 3 times. Achilles is chasing him the entire way, but eventually, Hector stops. He turns around and faces him, because Hector realizes something. If he's going to die, he's going to die fighting. The 2 warriors fight. Hector is brave, but Achilles is simply too good. Achilles kills him, and then he does something brutal. He ties Hector's body to his chariot and drags him around the walls of Troy. The man who spent 10 years defending his city is now being dragged around it by the man who killed him. But there's still one more scene, and it's probably the most powerful moment in the entire story. Hector's father, King Priam, secretly enters the Greek camp. Think about that. This is an elderly king walking directly into the camp of his enemy to ask the man who murdered his son for his son's body. Priam finds Achilles, and instead of threatening him, he begs. He asks Achilles to remember his own father, and somehow Achilles breaks. He gives Hector's body back. For one moment, the war disappears. There are no Greeks, no Trojans, no heroes, just 2 men who have both lost someone they love. Hector is taken back to Troy, his family mourns him, and the city buries its greatest defender. But here's the tragedy. Hector's death isn't the end of the Trojan War. It's basically the beginning of the end. Troy eventually falls, the city is destroyed, and Hector isn't there to protect it. That's what makes Hector such a fascinating character. Achilles is remembered because he was almost impossible to defeat. Hector is remembered because he knew he could be defeated and fought anyway. He wasn't fighting for immortality, he was fighting for his home. And maybe that's what makes him a hero. Not winning, not being invincible, but knowing you might lose and standing your ground anyway.